Where have I been? Where should you be? I know. I missed you too. I mean, I took a break from the podcast. It was an inadvertent break. I had a lot of things start to just bubble up and come up, including the preparations for License to Live the conference. I just could not get an episode together and out for you guys. Now, I try to have it together. I try to encourage my clients to keep their schedule of things, but sometimes things fall through and you just don't get it done. I don't have an excuse. It was something that I intended to do, but even with the best of intentions, sometimes you don't get things done. And that's okay if it's only a delay and not something permanent that will keep you from getting anything done in your life.
Welcome to the Licensed to Live show, where professionals, doctors, champions, VIPs, attorneys, and those in public office discover strategies that help you restart and gain what is lost when you find yourself accused. If another has doubted your integrity, questioned your credentials, or caused your actions to come under scrutiny, you are in the right place. On the other hand, if you have never felt the knot in the pit of your stomach when legal papers are served, the heartbreak of disappointing your family when the lock clicks shut on handcuffs, or had to appear before a board of review, then be aware, the longer you serve, the more likely you are to find yourself under the microscope of those who judge. Prepare yourself for this uncomfortable possibility. Now, here's your host, Dr. Jarrett Patton.
So I have been busy preparing for License to Live the conference. However, I have been doing a lot of travel, and that has included just speaking, a couple of business opportunities, some media engagements that I've had. So it has kept me traveling all throughout this first half of the year. And in fact, when I looked at the places that I've gone, even within the pandemic, it goes to a lot of my common cities that I get to: Los Angeles, Atlanta, New York City. Of course, I've been all over Philly. And in fact, I've been shooting videos at a lot of famous Philly hotspots. So check out my social media, particularly Twitter. I have them up on Instagram. I even put a couple of them on LinkedIn. You know, that's the favorite place I like to hang out. So make sure you are checking out everything on LinkedIn or all of my social media at Dr. Jarrett. Simply spell out the word doctor, J-A, 2 R's, E, 1 T. And we'll get you guys all taken care of. But in outside of some of these U.S. cities, I had also been to Roatan, Honduras. I had been to several cities within Puerto Rico. I've been incredibly busy, still staying safe. You guys know I got my vaccination. I'm still masking up when I get on those planes. But I'm excited that things are starting to open up again. And the fact that I have been traveling, the fact that I've seen some of the changes both in domestic and international travel as more and more people are hitting the streets. They'll be, traveling for the summer holidays, vacations, July 4th. That's why I want all of you guys to start picking up your lives again and starting to move. Now, some of my international listeners are saying, well, when are you going to come see me, especially in Ireland? I know I have to give Ireland a shout out because I have been trending on their career podcast charts for a number of months. And of course, my position has slid since the time of my last podcast because I simply haven't put any out. But Ireland, hey, I've never been to Ireland. I would love to go to Ireland. So if you guys still love my content over there, I'll be planning a trip out there at some point. So thank you. Thank you all to my listeners, both internationally and right here in the United States. Now, this episode is not about where I've been, where I'm going. It may be more about where you should be, where you should be. And that city is Philadelphia. Yes, I'm talking about License to Live the conference. And we will get back to more about the conference right after these words from our sponsors.
Something smells good. EH3 coffee. EH3 coffee. Premium organic. Nothing better than waking up. EH3 in your cup. Premium organic. EH3 coffee. Nothing better than in the middle of your day. EH3 coffee. Premium organic. EH3 coffee.
If you are a health professional struggling to make sense of the recent job uncertainties within our nation, maybe you're frustrated with pay cuts, extended shifts, or lacking the willpower to take on more responsibilities. Join us for License to Live, the conference, on July 16th and 17th at the Philadelphia Marriott Old City. If you are seeking enlightenment in these dark times, join us for conversations of hope, inspiration, and motivation to ignite your career into the passion you desire. Listen to a full panel of talented, award-winning, and prestigious speakers full of the advice, knowledge, and insight you need to push through these difficult times. Hosted by award-winning author, speaker, and career coach, Dr. Jarrett Patton, Licensed to Live, the conference is a kickstart for anyone in need of a reboot or refresh at any stage in their career. Get your ticket today at licensed2live.com. That's LICENSEDTOLIVE.com.
This is Super Bowl champion Mike Logan, and you are listening to License to Live.
Yes, it is that time of year again. It is July. It is the summer. That is when we put on License to Live, the conference. I am so excited to talk with all of you guys about the conference and what we have lined up. As you know, last year during the pandemic, we had to get to a virtual audience, and that virtual audience was very dynamic and engaging, but we knew and we were hoping that the pandemic would be easing with all of the vaccinations that we've gotten. The case rates are going down, and except for that pesky Delta variant, we're doing pretty good in Pennsylvania. So we are having a live and in-person conference. Of course, you can get online access if you like, but it's really about bringing the people back together, getting people to engage, interact, person to person. And I am so excited to bring it to you at License to Live, the conference. Just so you know, the dates are July 16th, which is the VIP day. And probably by the time you listen to this, there won't be any more VIP day offerings, but you can always reach out and try to get on the list. Because the VIP day is a small group designed for intensive learning on that Friday afternoon. And as a matter of fact, if you can't get in, as I said, it is designed for a small group. It's designed with you in mind so that you can start to practice the skills and strategies that you learn right away and get a little bit of in-depth understanding. We are doing all types of things on that day, including just basic things like introductions, so we can all get to know one another, where we're coming from across the country. Literally, people are coming in to Philadelphia from coast to coast. We're going to talk about finding your purpose and re-engaging with your purpose and understanding that it's more out there than just your career. It's really about life and enjoying life. But after that little warm-up section, we are going to get right into our credibility booster, where we are going to be talking about writing your own book, being able to get that done in less than 30 days, talking about speaking engagements. We're going to be talking about ways to use your own brand and build your own brand into something that makes you more marketable as a physician, a nurse, a healthcare executive, so you can get to that next step. From there, we're going to be talking about the use of the media. And we're talking all types of media, traditional media like newspapers, magazines, television, radio. We're talking about new media, including podcasts, blogs, film. We are going to cover it all and really using the media to build your own voice and build your own brand. Of course, we're going to have networking. The breaks have been exclusively sponsored by EH3 Coffee. So shout out to EH3 Coffee. They're going to be putting together a wonderful spread during our breaks that afternoon. And then we get into the income stream multiplier. We are breaking you free from single stream payers. Even if that's just your employer, we are showing you how to get multiple streams of income, which can give you the freedom that you need, the freedom that you deserve. And then, of course, to wrap up the VIP day, there will be a VIP reception where there'll be participants, a lot of the speakers for the conference the next day. So a lot of my super friends will be showing up. So it'll be a fun time to just kind of get ready for the main event, which is the conference, which I am so thrilled to bring you this lineup this year. I mean, we have so many great speakers, and most of them are the nation's top physicians that are coming to Philadelphia live and in person to educate all of us, to help us break free from those chains that hold us to hospitals and clinics and feeling like we don't have any choice in our careers and feeling like we need to be able to do more. Yes, that's what we will be doing. That's why you need to be in Philadelphia on July 16th, on July 17th at License to Live, the conference. Well, let's talk about the actual conference day. The main conference day is July 17th. And we're going to have a wonderful MC that will be kicking things off after our breakfast in the morning. And we get right into a few topics that are near and dear, which is taking care of yourself. You need that wellness perspective in order to continue to serve other people in any capacity, whether you are staying in the hospitals and clinics, whether you're looking to do something non-clinical, whether you are headed out on an entirely new entrepreneurial path, all good. But we got to start with ourselves, and we have to build up ourselves, including, watching what we eat, watching what we do. And all of those things are important, because if we are not running at our optimum, then we're not going to be performing at our optimum. And that's what we want at the end of the day. And Dr. Carol Penn will be the one kind of leading us through that block, making sure our minds and our bodies are right for the challenge. Next up, we will be having Dr. Marion Mass. She is a national author. She's writes many columns for papers. She's an advocate. She will be talking about balancing motherhood, balancing her life as a pediatrician, and creating advocacy. She's the founder of Practicing Physicians of America, and she really is out there trying to help give voices, particularly to independent doctors, so that we can get some control back in healthcare, because physicians have lost virtually all control over healthcare over this time. Then we get into our career-oriented block, where we have national expert Dr. John Jurica. He hosts his own podcast, the Non-Clinical Physicians Podcast. He also runs the Non-Clinical Career Academy and a number of other things. He has focused his entire latter half of his career helping people find non-clinical options, and he is coming to talk about them here live in Philadelphia. And our other national expert on locum tenens is Dr. Stephanie Freeman. She will be coming. Dr. Stephanie ICU herself is coming to talk about the locum's life and how to vaccinate your career against COVID. So many people have lost their jobs during the COVID pandemic. I can't even begin to tell you what those numbers are. And it usually doesn't happen to doctors and nurses and other healthcare providers. It just doesn't happen that way. But the pandemic has showed us that even our stable careers in hospitals and clinics are coming under attack. Of course, we'll go into a wonderful networking lunch throughout the day. And then we will start the afternoon blocks with talking about the toxic work environment and how that trauma has its toll on your performance and what you'll be able to do in your career. And that will be led by Dr. Donna Hamilton for long, but she goes by Dr. Donna. She is a trauma expert. She is also a best-selling author. And I think she is also a pediatrician. So we have a number of pediatricians represented on our style, but overall, she has done lots of work in leadership, working with trauma-informed care and trauma-informed well-being. And she is going to highlight that toxic work environment and how it has its toll on our lives every day. And we'll be following her up with a presentation by myself. So, of course, I want to keep you guys licensed to live, and I will show you how to do that in a stepwise fashion. As the afternoon goes on, we will learn more about health equity and really developing a focus within your career of becoming an expert and a national expert with our next two speakers, including Dr. Bonzo Reddick, who is the chairman of community health at Mercer University, as well as a diversity and inclusion expert. He will be talking about how to use your expertise as a focal point within your career. And we have Tyshina Davis. Yes, the CEO of Publish Your Gift, which is a publishing company on the East Coast. She will be talking about how to jumpstart your career as an expert through writing books. So you are going to learn so many different strategies during this time that you will have several actionable steps. And this is what people were telling me all last year after the conference. They had actionable steps that they could take to start the transformation process as soon as they left the conference, which was only virtual last year. It's live and in person this year. And finally, to keep the docs outside the box and thinking creatively, we have Dr. Nee Darko, a best-selling author, a surgeon, and he's also the host of Docs Outside the Box podcast, one of the top physician podcasts out there. He will be talking about podcasting and how you can even create your own podcast. So with just these speakers here, we're learning so many things. And there are a couple more that are going to be able to pop in virtually and give a few words of advice in between the times. We are jam-packed with learning opportunities that will change your life. And that's why I am telling you guys, you need to be in Philadelphia, July 16th, July 17th at License to Live, the conference. It is going to be amazing. And I can't wait to share it with you and the rest of the world. So as you guys are planning on what you should do, I know one thing you should do is get this knowledge while you can get it at License to Live, the conference. Find more information out at licensetolive.com. If you want to bring a friend, simply type in BOGO as the coupon code, buy one, get one, BOGO, BOGO. Put that in and you can get 2 tickets for the price of 1. That way you're bringing a friend and you're spreading the wealth. And we're only having this the last few days before the conference to get those last seats filled up. It will be tremendous. I am so excited for this conference to bring it to you. I am so excited for these speakers who have been cooped up, living in the virtual world for so long. They are ready to unleash themselves live and in person, and that's where we will be. So although I've been off the airwaves, I haven't been on my podcast, I am back, and I've been, literally across the world doing lots of different things. but Philadelphia is where it's at. That's where you need to be, and that's where you should be. So I'm looking forward to talking with all of you guys as we get prepared for this conference. And as always, I will see you next time.
No matter how disheartening the moment of accusation sounds, how deep the pain of immobilization stabs, or how bleak your future looks, no one can take away your license to live. Keep Dr. Jarrett's expertise handy and unlock your future. Go to Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or another podcast player and subscribe right now to Licensed to Live. See you next time.